Oh, you lie. Hey, what is good, guys? You see the Johnny Bravo in the back? That's crazy. Yo, I hope everybody's having a blessed and positive day. Starting off the live stream, yo, we're gonna do the podcast in like 9 minutes. We're just trying to get ready, set it up. So if you're watching this not live and you want to see the podcast, skip to 9 minutes. If that makes sense, skip to 9 minutes, and then you can see when the podcast is gonna start. Because you're just gonna come in and gonna be like, they ain't talk about nothing. I just wanted to see if the live stream worked, and since it worked, I kind of don't want to get off of it because what if it don't work again?
Right.
So we're just gonna kind of leave it like right here.
We're about to get it started real quick.
Yo, who in here? Make sure you guys are sharing this, John, too.
This is the prelims to the beginning. You feel me? We in here getting turned up real quick. Yeah, you got me some leaf?
Some leaf? Bro, you ain't got no leaf?
Nah, I told you.
None? I hardly got any, bro. Like, legit none. I know you got leaf. I know you got leaf, bro.
I don't got no leaf.
You got leaf.
I don't got no leaf.
So you wrote that one with no leaf?
I don't got no leaf.
Bro, I know you got leaf. I'm not even giving you leaf. You playing. I did have like no strips. Yo, what up? What's good, guys? You guys dry too. Huh? Dry what? You can't play music, bro. I'm gonna copyright it.
What? Nah, this is Gucci. This isn't.
But you still gonna get me copyrighted.
This ain't paid for.
What do you mean it's not paid for?
SoundCloud.
It's still somebody else's music.
I know whose music it is.
YouTube don't know that.
So wait, I gotta let YouTube know whose music.
No, the person that we got that. The person that music that they're streaming from SoundCloud.
Nigga said we don't got weed. Wait, well.
No, we're talking about Leaf.
Who don't got leaf?
He got leaf. I know he got leaf, but he's trying to use up my last 2 strips of leaf. Like, he must not want me to roll up.
Let me just get some leaf.
I don't have, bro. Did you not see me pull out the strips that I have? Like, I have no leaf. You're going to have to use this grabber.
I'll do that.
All right, so here, peace.
That's it? You going to show that on camera, too? Yo, that's great. You see this, son?
No,
this is
bro.
what she just gave me to use.
This is all I have.
Let me get a piece of that.
How? Then what am I going to use? You don't care about
you
me.
My nigga, so that's all you have. Half of that is mine.
Half of that is yours. Do you hear the way he speaks?
Half of that is mine. That's cold. That's friend code.
It is friend code.
If I'm wrong, let me know, people.
It is.
If your friend got something and you ain't got nothing, half of whatever they got is yours.
This is true,
that's a fact.
But then we both gonna be assed out and not getting properly medicated. Fact. Do you see this? Yo, make sure you got this sharing this. You feel me?
Alina!
That ain't gonna work. Alina! Let me eat that ass.
Hey, yo. We're live on air.
Oh, yeah.
And she's talking about eating ass. What's going on, people? It's your boy Jay on Live Effect. Got my man Johnny Bravo to the side of me. About to kick off the podcast really soon. How y'all people doing tonight? It's going to be a crazy night, guys. I hope you guys stay tuned for the podcast, the 2 hour. If you don't want to stay for the whole 2 hours, fuck you. Nah, fuck you. But you should just stay for the whole 2 hours.
You definitely should. Share it on Twitter and whatever. I got to post it places, I guess.
That shit. We going live in 5 minutes, guys.
Oh, 5 minutes we going live.
Did that time change fuck you up?
I didn't even notice. That's the crazy part. I didn't even notice. It wasn't as drastic like how it usually is.
I mean, I literally watched the clock go from 1 to 3. And I was just like, still feel like 2 to me. I don't feel like it's 3 o'clock. Like, so
maybe because I was asleep.
Woke up at the same time. It really didn't affect me that much.
Only soft cocks don't hang around for the whole podcast. Facts. The daylight saving just ended for you guys too. It ended like yesterday. Technically, I guess you could say.
Yeah. No more. I know we get more sun now.
So we get more sun. That's why that means it's about to
get longer. That means it's about to be springtime, baby.
I'm excited.
And you know what a nigga do in the springtime?
Eat ass.
No. Smoke weed outside. Eat ass. Oh, so that's not an all year thing?
Eating ass?
I thought people who ate ass, that was like an all year festivity. You just eat ass in the springtime?
No, I eat ass all the time.
All seasons.
All season, don't matter what year, cold, hot. I mean, I'm not really a fan of
Black
eating.
History Month?
Yeah, that's when you eat ass the most.
No, people, that's when you protest if you do eat ass. Don't eat
so
ass.
What, you eat less ass?
Yeah. Because eating ass is the white man's sport.
I'm dead.
Nah.
I legit did not know people actually ate ass until like 2 years ago. I thought it was a meme. No. People out here eating ass, man.
I didn't think people ate ass either, to be honest. I thought it was disgusting.
Kevin Gates opened up a whole new world for people when it came down to eating ass.
I think he helped make it more acceptable in public to eat ass.
I'm about to plug the microphone in. Let me know if you guys hear us or not.
Before, people were ashamed and people were scared to say they eat ass.
Real gangsters eat booty.
Real gangsters eat booty. Do you know any real gangsters that eat booty? Listen, I know a couple real gangsters and they're like, yeah. But then again, you never know. Niggas will be lying, saying they don't eat ass.
Can you still hear us now that the microphone is in, guys? I mean, it's showing that the microphone is picking it up, so.
I hope they still hear us.
Can you still hear us? Type yes or no. Sure can. That's what I'm talking about.
Loud and clear. I'm about to spit a few bars for you guys. We got 3 minutes until we go live. Jordan and King, we about to do our thing. Can we be serious, man?
I hope that's not your
bars, man. Those was bars. Somebody sign me.
Please
Somebody sign me.
Man.
Put my shit on SoundCloud. Somebody sign me. We gonna be famous. Watch.
Famous in the anus. That's another. Like, I'm glad.
What's with you and his ass innuendo? Anus and the anus.
I don't know. Something about
ass that intrigues King.
Yeah.
That's weird. I'm not even gonna lie to you. My niggas, I'm gonna be honest. Like, that's just weird. You like too much ass.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
It's never too much ass. That's like saying you like too much titties or too much pussy. I don't like the whole ass, like ass, like, oh, I like ass.
Just the whole.
I like ass.
Oh.
You are ass.
Oh. Let's get it. We 1 minute to the podcast. We going live.
And I can't even hear.
4, 3, 2, 1.
We in here.
Blog Talk Radio.
Oh. Yeah. What is good, guys? I hope everybody's having a blessed Sunday fun day. But you already know.
Fun day.
It's your girl, King.
And your boy, J.O. We live.
We always live and in charge. Yo, if you guys want to see us like up close and personal, if you're not listening online, you can catch us on YouTube. We're live streaming right now. Come join us. Come in the comments. Come, talk about the topics. If you want to call in, though, and talk to us, the number is 773-897-6345, and then you press 1 to talk to us. You know what I'm saying? So,
I know what I'm saying.
I hope everybody's having a blessed and positive day. Make sure you guys are following us on Twitter also. Can we be serious radio _ I'm going to tweet it on my page. So, yeah, we in here. Let's swim there.
In here like swimwear. Let's get it. First topic of the week. Then what we're going to do this week for you guys, since we missed on Wednesday due to was it a snowstorm?
Yeah, it was like a ice storm.
Like a snow blizzard over here in New York. That bullshit snowstorm.
Mm-hmm.
So we couldn't do the podcast. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw a little celebrity in this week's show. We're going to do that for you at the end of the show if we get time. So let's get it in. Fucking Donald Trump. We haven't talked about him a lot.
Oh, God.
It's been a while since Donnie has done something worth mentioning, I feel. Actually, I take that back. Every day that nigga does some crazy shit. So, with that being said, this week, the nigga said at a press rally, I think it was a rally or something, he goes, somebody asked him a question about the death penalty, and this guy, and I quote, "This is your president. Do you think drug dealers who killed thousands of people during their lifetime, do you think they care who's on a blue ribbon community? The only way to solve the drug problem is through toughness. When you catch a drug dealer, you got to put him away for a long time." End quotes.
Donnie.
Drug dealers deserve the death penalty. Wow, Donald Trump, that's a reach, don't you think?
I think that's a super reach that you feel like. Now, when he's saying drug dealers, what drug dealers are we talking now? Are we talking our regular drug dealers? Are we talking...
Well, when they asked the question, he said, it was said to be known that it was he got it from the Chinese president, because I guess they do that in China or whatever. Like, he just wants it to be strict, and I think I think he's talking about drug dealers like kingpins. Personally, that's what I think. I honestly hope he's not trying to lock up the regular corner boy, put him away for the death penalty, but I'm going to just take the guess that he's going for the kingpins. So do you think drug dealers seen as kingpins, let's throw some examples out there, Pablo Escobar, Frank Lucas, Scarface, the god, like fictional characters like that, but like in real life. So do you think people of that stature should deserve the death penalty as a drug dealer?
I feel like that's a little bit of a reach. I mean, granted, drugs do kill people, but it's just like, God damn, that's to kill a nigga. I mean, I don't know.
You don't think?
I don't think that's too much.
Let's rewind real quick. Do you believe in the death penalty?
For certain crimes, yes.
For certain crimes?
Rape. Child molestation. Murder. Not for robbery. That's a reach. Like, like the little crimes that people do go to jail for, like weed possession, like, or selling weed. I don't think you should go to jail for selling weed.
So something as extreme as rape or murder, but not something as low as selling weed or robbing somebody.
Yeah.
What about assault to the point where I beat you half to death? Do I deserve? Yeah,
because that's almost on the verge of murder, or at least close.
Attempted murder should also get the death penalty.
Yeah, because sometimes stuff like that be almost premeditated. Sometimes, majority of the time, it's premeditated.
Okay, I can see where you're going.
So
do you think a drug dealer can take part in things such as rape, murder, attempted murder, things like that, of that nature? Do you think a drug dealer could be involved in those things as well?
Oh, well, what are they selling again? Other stuff than weed, right? We're talking about the hardcore people.
Yeah, there's way more type of drug dealers.
That's what I'm saying, like, because you gotta look at it like this. Like, most Caucasians, they do not smoke weed, but they do cocaine or heroin. So you have these expensive businessmen that be like really, sniffing coke and shit. You about to send all these niggas to jail? Like, where did businessmen go get their supply from? You feel me? Like, stuff like that, I don't think Donald Trump is really thinking about, like, because he knows some of them niggas in the White House be back there sniffing some coke or smoking some weed, or some of them is probably.
So what demographic, what type of drug dealers are you think this would be targeted towards? It can't be the weed dealers.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna
toss them out.
We're gonna take the weed dealers out of the equation for right now.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking hardcore prescription drugs, cocaine, heroin, stuff like that. But by the boatload. I'm not talking about like a copper ounce every week. Mister, I gotta re-up every week.
I don't feel like they should get the death penalty at least. Like, I feel like they should get some years on them, but and the amount that they have, of course, they should get some years on them. But killing them off, I don't think they should.
Because we're putting drug dealer in the conversation, that you're like minimalizing it to the only thing they do is take drugs from one thing and then just hand it to the customer, and that's the only
trying to downplay OD.
That's the only part they have to do to take.
I mean, granted, they do kill a few niggas, but gangbangers kill niggas every day. Everybody's killing somebody. It's just how they killing it. That's how they killing them. That's the thing.
You just said that murderers deserve the death penalty.
Exactly. So I guess.
So the drug dealers out there murdering and raping, he deserves it.
Are they going to jail for murder and rape, or are they going to jail for drug possession? That's the thing. If you're charging me for drug possession, I want the proper years for drug possession. If you're charging me for drug possession, attempted murder, like if you're adding those things to my sentence, then I'm like, yeah, death penalty, because I deserve it. Like, I'm out here killing niggas, so kill me, nigga. Not me, but you know, they deserve to die. So it really depends on the charges that they get.
Yeah. So what I think I'm glad you just said that, because that brought to my attention what I think is what he's trying to do. Say they can't get a drug dealer on a murder, or they can't get him on like a rape or something. I know you sell drugs, so now I'm going to get you on this possession charge. I can get you this way. Since I can't get you that way, I'm going to get you this way. Since I can't get you with the murders that you're doing, you're getting away with all these murders. Now I'm going to get you with the possession of drugs.
I mean, if they doing it, then yeah, of course. But if I'm just selling drugs, and it's because it's levels to drug trades and stuff like that. Like, so if I'm the one that's just passing the drugs to the customer, I shouldn't go to jail for murder. But if you got niggas that's actually, doing the killing and passing the drugs, then that person should go to jail. It's like, it's different levels of crime, because everybody knows different levels in that business. Yeah. Like, you have the higher man that just distributes. You got the younger cats, and then you got the middleman, the package. Like, everything is different.
Corner boy,
yeah, you feel me? So it's just like,
for you guys who don't know the drug distribution game, we schooling y'all real quick. There's levels.
And we don't sell drugs.
We don't sell drugs at all.
We just know the game, because it's around us in this world that we live in.
And we got this guy behind us. No way we can sell drugs.
And he's saying don't do drugs if you can see.
Yeah.
Hard drugs.
Yeah. Nah, but seriously, so I'm about to paint a narrative. So a guy a corner boy, right? He sells a drug to a little girl, right? The girl overdoses and dies. Do you charge that murder with the guy who sold her the drug?
Yeah.
So now does she deserve the death penalty?
That's slight chance. I think, yeah, because Shorty died and she was young.
So he would have to get the death penalty. That's a fact. And I can't even argue with that, because me personally, I feel like if you do that, if you do sell drugs to a certain person, granted, if it wasn't a little girl and it was an older man, and the older man overdosed and died, you would probably say it's that older man's fault. He knew what he was doing. But if it's the kid, you're more...
It's different, yeah.
You're more susceptible to be like, oh, she didn't really know. But the game is the game. Once you're in the game, like, you got to know the ins and outs of it. So I don't feel personally that if somebody dies, you should be that crucial to put murder on the person. Maybe like attempted murder or something like that.
Yeah. Not so much
as far as the death penalty.
That's a very big.
But if you are a kingpin and you are doing the smuggling game, there's people dying from this shit. Like, if you're at the top of the food chain in the drug industry, your hands are not clean.
This is true.
I don't know what you could be doing, but
your hands are
not clean. So somewhere down the line, people are dying because of you. Like, maybe not directly, but indirectly. So
it is because of you.
I can definitely see where he's coming with by saying they should be held responsible more for certain things. And once again, I'm not talking about the weed dealers, the corner boys, the lower level people, but like the major distributors, like, yeah, you should be accountable, but death penalty, I don't know.
That's a reach, bro. Death penalty is definitely a reach. I think that's a 100% reach for the corner boys or whatever you say.
And I'm not sure if I'm right. Don't quote me on this. But I don't even believe pedophiles get the death penalty.
You don't.
So you're going to tell me somebody who's raping little kids and damaging them and scarring them for the rest of their lives, they don't get the death penalty, but a nigga selling drugs gets the death penalty? Come on, son. Like, that's directly affecting somebody. Drugs is like indirectly. So it's just like, how can you be so harsh on this crowd, but not so harsh on that crowd? Or like the people who commit hate crimes. Like, why don't they get the death? Like, you're doing something out of pure hate.
Yeah.
Like, there's no going back from that. Like, you hate somebody. When you go to jail, that hate is probably just gonna build. Like, so I just feel death penalty is way, way, way too harsh, Donnie. Come on, Donnie. You can do better than that. You can do better than that, Donnie. Do you think he was coming at the black culture?
Of course he was.
The urban culture? Of
course he was. He wasn't coming at the white culture.
Why do you think that?
Because it's Donald Trump. He wants to get all of the people off of the streets. And he doesn't know any better.
He wants to get all of the people off the streets? What people?
The black people. Good.
So you think he's targeting like black drug dealers and the weed dealers that we're talking about? I mean, I don't know any drug dealer guys, so maybe there are powerful black drug dealers that are cocaine distributors and shit like that, but I don't know of any of them. So with that being said, Donald Trump, stop coming at the urban community, trying to give death penalties to niggas. And what is jail majority populated by? Black people who are convicted of what?
And then you
drug crimes.
Drug crimes. The majority of it is drug crimes. When you see how many people are the Caucasians are in there for, the list is very long.
So, with that being said, if this law would have gone into effect and drug dealers were sentenced to the death penalty, how many of those sentenced would be black people? Makes you sit back and think, who is your president targeting? Not only is he targeting immigrants, but now he's targeting black people. Again.
Again. He lives for it.
Again. So, I got another question. Do you think? Since we're on the whole drug deal topic, like, do you think drug dealing is like popularized in our society? Like, being a drug dealer would be held in like a positive esteem. Well, not positive.
But there's nothing like, positive about drugs.
Like accomplishment. Like it's an accomplishment. Like, yeah, I'm a drug dealer, but I'm still a hustler. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, not so much.
I'm still making money.
Not so much as I'm really a drug dealer, but I'm a hustler. Like, I get it. Like, do you feel like that is like, I don't want to say, matter of fact, I do want to say, do you feel like it's, what did I say? It's glorified. Do you feel like it's glorified?
Making money and selling drugs in this generation? Yeah, duh, of course, it's glorified in this generation. But back in the day, no. Back in the day, probably not. It wasn't glorified like back in the day. Now it's like you want to be a drug dealer. You want to make it known that you're doing this on top of doing that.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you think.
I think it's more switched from being the drug dealer to being the drug user. Like, people are not so much wanting to sell the drugs anymore.
Yeah, they want to use
just
the drugs.
wanting to be on the drugs. Like, where can I get some Adderall? Where can I get some of this? Where can I get some of that?
Yeah.
Where can I get some of this? Where can I get some weed? Like, so I feel like it's tilting a little more in that direction. But I feel like in the past it was popularized to be a drug dealer, at least in the urban community.
Yeah.
At least in the urban community. I can't speak for other communities. But the community that I grew up in, the drug dealer was like popularized.
Yeah, he was like the not necessarily with like the king of the neighborhood type shit. Like,
yeah,
they run it.
And not necessarily like you should be like him, but he still worked hard to get where he's at. Like, it's like, huh? Like, I shouldn't want to be a drug dealer, but if that did happen and I did make it that far, I still made it. Like, it was like it's like a weird tone.
But the thing was, you're not making it the correct way. Now, what is the difference between selling drugs on the street and then selling drugs in a pharmacy? Because drugs in a pharmacy damage your body also sometimes, and sometimes they heal.
That's a fact.
That's someone commented and said, "Did you see the article talking about how Trump wants to allow the death penalty?" That's what we're talking about, like right now. That's exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah, you tuned in at the right time because Trump is a fuckboy. And we're not with that, by the way. But what I was saying was, I feel like the pharmaceutical companies, those is the niggas that should get the death penalty. Like, because them niggas is killing the masses. Like,
let's keep it up.
They're not killing a little grit demographic. They killing people mentally, even for like people with like what's it called? Terminal diseases. Like the medicines that they present, you think is saving you, but it's just like making you die longer. Like, basically,
they're keeping you like around, but you're still
so you
dying.
Can pay that chicken. Like, and
to
we
make
gotta
the money.
be careful talking about this shit because a lot of people been killed going against the pharmaceutical companies. So, like, I wonder if Donald Trump would include them in the drug dealers category. But that's legal drug dealing, though, right?
Yeah. It's not on the street, so.
Selling Percocet. And the crazy thing is, like, I met people who, I don't know them now, of course, but I met people who've gotten scripts written for, like, 100 Percocets. And I'm just like, you don't need 100 Percocets. You're not even in pain. Like, what the fuck? And they're like, yeah, I can get these anytime I want. I just ask my doctor and they just give it to them. I'm like, and this is this is your doctor? The nigga who got the MD and all the qualifications and the people who's supposed to be held on this high esteem, but you looking down at the nigga on the corner selling the drugs for pain? It's a different type of drug for pain, but you get what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
I just feel like that's where the target should be. Like, if you want to target any drug dealers, the first drug dealers you got to target is the pharmaceutical companies. Because this younger generation, they be hooked. Like, Adderall?
Yeah.
I don't know a college student that didn't want to take Adderall. They was all looking for it. I'm just like, is Adderall the new crack? Like, is there something I missed? Like,
I'm not gonna hold you. I mean, I never done no drugs like that, but I'm just saying.
I never did Adderall.
Never did no Adderall.
I can honestly say I never did Adderall. I'm not into that type of stuff.
I hope you're not into that type of shit.
Only the marijuana. You feel me, guys?
The ganja.
The ganja. But I got another question for you. Should the urban community do something about the problem with drug? Like, do you think there should be a bigger focus on tackling drug dealing in our communities instead of, let's say,
encouraging?
Yeah, like the big, like the rappers and like the social media famous people. Don't you think they should, instead of putting guns and shit in their videos and
what they gonna,
big bags of weed and in their lyrics?
But they gonna put cars and more women? Yeah, like what are they gonna do?
So basically, what you're saying is, rap is solely and hip hop is based off of
sex, drugs, money. Like, you feel me? Like,
if you take away the drugs, then it's just gonna be like, huh?
Then you take away the sex, is like, where's the drugs?
So that we may be onto something.
I mean, people don't listen to artists that talk about other stuff other than sex, money, and drugs. You can see where they're at. You feel me? Like, if you're not talking about that bag, if you're not talking about how to drink some lean or how to do some other shit, nobody listening to your music. So it falls in that. You see how that falls into that category?
That's horrible.
At this point, let me read what somebody said. They could, but they won't, because that's what the generation wants to see. Sex, money, murder, drugs. It what sells highly. That's what I'm saying.
So drugs sell. So being a drug dealer is what sells in the country. And the president is trying to tackle that problem. Mm-hmm. So is he wrong for that?
No, but he's a problem. So what do we do with him? You feel me? Like, you can't control over you can't take control over everything. You can't control everything. Like, there's other things you should be worried about. Granted, this is a big factor in life, you know, drugs and murder and all that shit, but I feel like I'm contradicting myself a little bit when I say this, because it's just like, there's other things to worry about, but it's just like, you got niggas killing niggas. What's also involved people getting killed? Drugs. You feel me? Like, money. Like, it's niggas is killing each other over drugs, because you got people murdering people without drugs being involved. So
if you take away the drugs, the evil is just pop up somewhere else.
The evil is here regardless. Like, it's here.
So we basically just have to deal with it.
Yeah, at this point, yeah.
We just have to deal with it. How are you going to tackle drug problems and your prejudice? You have to elaborate on that. I don't really understand the question, my friend.
Wait, I don't know what that means.
Trump.
Oh, Trump.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. That was perfect. You said because of Trump. She said she's meaning by Trump. How is Trump going to tackle the drug problem if he's president? He needs to tackle the race problem in his own life.
Yeah, he got a lot of issues going on with himself before he even starts.
He's definitely focused on all the wrong things. And a lot of presidents in the past have always tried to tackle the drug problem in their own way. Mm-hmm. And they've all done horrible jobs. And it all has left the urban community to have to take the
fall for it.
Yeah, like we get the hard end of the stick. Like,
where do they think the drugs came from?
Like, we growing drugs in the projects?
We got hold of the drugs.
Where are you growing drugs in the projects? Where?
The drugs are coming.
You can't even grow weed in the project. You would need a heat lamp. And I don't even think the sockets have that much electricity for a fucking heat lamp. So, like, where do they think you get, like, in the trafficking that starts from other countries? How you think they get it in this country? The greatest border defense in the world. America, piece of shit. That's stopping immigrants, but kilos of cocaine and heroin and shit can just float through the water, like, but you can get a little tiny person. Like, get the fuck out of here. You ain't trying to tackle the drug problem, Trump. You know what you're trying to do? You're trying to tackle a black problem.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, the black problem.
Like, you know what? I got him in jail. But you know what? That's not enough. That's not enough. I gotta start killing these niggas. Like, and that's crazy. That's fucked up when that's the president of the United States thinking stupid shit like that.
So what do you do when you just kill a... Like, imagine a world without black people. That's a boring ass fucking world. I tell you that much. I tell you that fucking much. Like, I don't think Caucasians even understand, like, you know how the world would be so boring if we went back to our country? Like, this is our fucking land. If you didn't realize. But we're not going to go there. That's a whole other history story. You feel me? Like, so, do you know how whack it will just be without people of color? Who would you get your sense of style from?
Kill us. Don't kill us.
Like, embrace us.
Kill us.
Like, I feel like if they was to, like...
kill us. Heal us. Ooh, you like how I did that?
We healing them. Did you not see Black Panther? Another broken white boy to fix. We are healing them, my nigga. Like, I don't know. Exactly. Someone said that we lit. We lit as fuck, my nigga. Mm-hmm. Down to dancing. You really think dancing came from Caucasians?
Down to drug dealing?
Really? Like,
who do you think is the best drug dealers?
No matter how many times I may flip some shit. I mean, we don't want to be good at selling drugs, but we're good at it. We know how to do math. You feel me? Like,
there we go, popularizing drugs again.
We're not popularizing it, but if we're good at something, why not embrace it?
All right, so speaking of drug dealing, since we're on the topic, I got a crazy question. How much of an impact do you think Scarface had on the urban community?
A big one. You don't think so?
And society. I think Scarface, if not, is one of the biggest influences in the urban community and how trying to be a drug dealer and just trying to chase that high, like, I think it just shaped all of that. Mm-hmm. Like, it was just like that key factor. When niggas seen Scarface, they was just like, oh, this nigga got that big off of selling drugs? What? He's bigger than the president. And he's the man.
And like, Scarface is not black.
Exactly. He's an immigrant. Like, that's like the perfect story. You come from another country, you come here, next thing you know, you're the fucking biggest thing since popcorn. Like, what? The fuck? How'd this happen? I sold drugs. What? You ain't go to school? I sold drugs. You ain't got no degree? I sold drugs. Oh.
That's it.
I'm about to start selling drugs.
Selling drugs and killing people.
Selling drugs and killing people. Yeah, some people don't think about the killing people. That for them, that just happens along the way.
Like, now we're talking like we're drug dealers, but you don't go into the drug dealing business saying, yeah, I'm going to kill a whole bunch of people. Well, unless you want to kill a whole bunch of people. But I don't think that's the motive. The motive is just to sell the drugs and to get money off of it. Okay. But it just so happens that people kill people along the way. And that's why Trump wants to get rid of them.
Drugs don't kill people. People kill people. And that's a perfect thing. Because if they ain't taking away the guns and saying they don't say the guns kill people, they say people kill people. What happened with the drugs? Now the drugs is killing people? The drugs is more powerful than guns? Well, yell at those people. Oh.
That's the crazy part. They're trying to get rid of drug dealers, but they're just going to ignore the fact that we could just buy guns and
literally
just shoot niggas. Like,
people. Directly kill you. Not even destroy your life. Just take away your life. Like, get the fuck out of here, Trump.
He's a Caucasian.
That's what you should be focusing on. Gun control.
Yeah.
For all those people out there who think guns should be in the hands of everybody, you're crazy. Because there's a lot of crazy niggas out here who should not have guns. But back to this whole drug dealing hypocrisy. Based on your experience, do you think the justice system targets drug dealers in the urban community?
Yeah.
or just criminals in general? Or is it just...
It's usually in the urban community, but you'll be very surprised how many Caucasian drug dealers there are out there. But to be honest, it's usually like, not to sound like racist, sometimes like Mexicans and blacks, Spanish people, like, yeah, white, it be usually the white people selling it to the Spanish, to the blacks, to the Mexicans. And then who they arrest? The Spanish, the blacks, and the Mexicans. But nobody arrests the white man that done sold the drugs to the Spanish, the blacks, and the Mexicans. Am I right or am I right? Because where you really get... Come on, y'all. Let's keep it a bug. Y'all done watched enough
illegal
movies.
Guns to these little kids. Where they at? Huh?
At home sleep.
Chilling. Probably get 3 to 5, if that. But you want to give the death penalty to a nigga pushing some weed? Nigga.
And that's the crazy part, because to be honest, I don't even feel like they're talking so much maybe about the cocaine and heroin. I think they're really trying to get the black people off the...
And Trump is definitely a big supporter of taking away weed. Like, he doesn't even want it to be legal. He thinks weed is just as bad as coke or anything. So
he never smoked a blunt. That's probably what he needs to do. Trump needs to smoke a blunt.
Trump needs to do something more than smoke a blunt, but we're not gonna get on. We need to get off of this negative energy, and we're gonna switch it to a little positive side. You feel me? All
right, what we got on the positive side?
We was talking a little bit too much about that negative shit. So,
all right.
On Twitter recently, Missy Elliott was talking about your favorite era of music.
Mm-hmm.
And when I thought about this, instantly pops in my head, 90s and 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
That's instantly.
Yeah.
That's off of red. And I think for most people in my generation, my age bracket, they would say that. Like, but then I really thought about it. Then I thought about the influences that they got it from. And I thought about legends and icons. And I was like, it's got to be deeper than this. So, did a little research, and I comprised a little list of the different genres, and we're going to do a little face-offs. We're going to switch it up. I'm not going to ask you your best.
Okay.
I'm going to do certain eras versus other eras, and you're going to tell me what era you think is better.
Okay.
All right? So, top 5 in the 80s. We got, starting 5, Michael Jackson, Prince, Madonna, Run DMC, and LL Cool J. That's just the top 5. That's not the best. I just chose 5 people from the era, so don't be out there all saying, "Oh, those ain't the best 5 people from the 80s." And if you want to tell me your favorite people of the 80s, just put it on the chat board. Talk about it. So the 80s versus the 2000s. The 2000 starting lineup is Jay-Z, Eminem, 50 Cent, Outkast, and Linkin Park.
Linkin Park?
Yep.
That lineup was
Who are you taking? The 80s or the 2000s?
I'm going with the 80s.
You going with the 80s?
Yeah, throwbacks are always better than the new shit. I mean, not saying that it was nothing wrong with the 2000s, because the 2000s was like, it was like the ending of something good, but it's just like that you can't go wrong with the old school. You feel me? Like, old school is always going to be a hit. Like, I love old school music. I'm an old soul. Definitely. I prefer old music over new music any day.
Yeah, honestly, Michael Jackson, Prince, Madonna, Run DMC, LL Cool J. Come on, that's all. That's the dream team.
Yes.
All right, so I got another one.
Okay.
We're gonna go 90s versus the 70s. In the 70s starting lineup, We got Stevie Wonder,
Mm-hmm.
Aretha Franklin, the Jackson 5, Bob Marley, and Led Zeppelin.
Okay.
90s. We got Biggie, Tupac, Boyz II Men, Aaliyah, Dr. Dre.
Oh man, that lineup was pretty good for the 70s, right? You said 70s.
70s, we got Stevie,
70s,
the Jackson 5, Aretha. But then we going against Boyz II Men.
Yeah. All right. So since I'm a 90s baby,
Right.
90s baby all the way, I'm not going to tell you what year because then you're going to know my age. But because I'm always going to be 19 to y'all. But
nigga said I'm 19.
What? I'm 19 to y'all.
She's stuck in a wrinkle in time. You like that?
Nah.
Give me some money.
I might have to go with the 90s though. Was I'm bugging?
You going with the 90s?
Yeah, only because that's my era. Like the 70s, the 80s, I'm getting jiggy with only because that's right before.
No. See, you misinterpreting the game. It's not the whole era. Just these artists.
Though.
Picked from the era.
Okay.
It's like pretend you're playing basketball. It's like 5-on-5. Who you think?
Your favorite? Yeah. Okay. I mean, even if you still put it like that, I still like
taking Biggie, Tupac, Boyz II Men, Dr. Dre, and Aaliyah over Stevie Wonder.
But not necessarily over 5, them.
Bob Marley, Aretha Franklin, and Led Zeppelin? What? I mean, Aretha alone might have me.
If you would have threw some Whitney Houston.
But that's not this era.
I know. That's why I'm just like, come on, man.
You gotta wait for the next game. So you're choosing the 90s?
Yeah, I gotta choose the 90s.
Go with the 90s.
90s, baby.
I'm gonna go with the old school on that
one. Okay.
I have to. Because Stevie's like a personal favorite of mine. So I had to definitely look out for Stevie. All right. So now, 2000s versus the 90s.
90s, duh.
Listen, I didn't even give you the artist yet. You gotta relax.
I'm thirsty.
All right, my bad. Thirst McGurse. That's a throwback. You kids don't know nothing about that.
Like, what's a Thirst McGurse? What is that?
That's a throwback. That's the 90s shit. Anyway, so the 90s top 5, we got Puff Daddy, Snoop Dogg, Belle Biv DeVoe, TLC, and Aerosmith. Aerosmith.
Why did you say it like that?
Aerosmith. Like Aeropostale. I used to say Aeropostale. Is it Aeropostale?
It's Aeropostale.
Aeropostale. I'm marking the Aeropostale. Nah, but see, fucking me up.
Sorry.
So we got, who did I say? Puff Daddy, Snoop Dogg, Belle Biv DeVoe, TLC, and Aerosmith. Versus the 2000 starting 5 lineup, we got Beyonce, the Gorillaz, Backstreet Boys, Missy Elliott, and Usher.
I might go to 2000 lineup.
You might go with the 2000?
Yeah, I'm going on 2000.
I mean, Usher, Missy, they was definitely destroying it in the 2000s. But Belle Biv DeVoe and Snoop Dogg, and then Puffy gave us Biggie. It was just like, Puffy album that he dropped by himself was fire. No G.
I didn't even know Puffy had an album.
Somebody on the live chat said they going with the 90s on that one. You didn't know Puffy had an album? Yeah, Puffy had an album. I think it was called No Way Out. Don't quote me on that. I'm not a Puff Daddy fan.
Yeah, me neither.
He was Puff Daddy. I think he was Puffy. Puffy. Puffy, Puff Daddy, Diddy, Puffy Diddy, P Diddy, Sean Puff Diddy, Pat Puff Daddy, Cone Puff, Puff Sean. Yeah. So you going with the 90s, you said? Or the 2000s? You say you're going with the 2000s?
2000.
You going with the 2000s? This is hard. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm only gonna go with the 2000s because of Missy Elliott. I feel like she's the deciding factor in that. Missy's whole swag, her videos, her outfits, just everything. Beep, beep. Who got the keys to my Jeep? Oh, yeah, when she came through, I'm like, oh, that shit fly. Missy definitely.
Oh, the I Can't Stand the Rain video when she's in a plastic bag, bro. I can't stand the rain.
Hey, in my window. Hey, I can't stand the rain. She was killing that. She was OD killing that.
Body.
That's probably one of the best videos of all time, to be honest. And then Usher, he had the night. What was the song? Was it? Baby, tell me what you want to do. It's 7 o'clock.
Nice and slow.
I'm in the drop top, cruising the streets.
Bow, 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 bow.
I got a real pretty lady that's waiting for me.
Uh-huh.
I pulled her, anticipating. Yeah, because I don't know the rest.
Yeah,
but
clearly.
You know how it goes. But that was definitely. But TLC in the 90s, though. I don't want no scrum. And then they came out with that. I don't want no chicken heads.
I don't want no pigeons, nigga. Nigga said.
We don't want no chicken heads either. That's
nigga, I don't want no pigeons.
I don't want no pigeons. That was definitely a classic.
So you going to 2000 on that one too, basically?
I don't know. I'm still kind of stuck. But yeah, matter of fact, yeah, I'm going to take the 2000 because of Missy Elliott, like I said. So.
Okay.
So 2000 is one of them.
Yeah.
Now we're going to do old school versus old school. We taking it way back. The 60s versus the 70s. Let's see where your knowledge of music really comes. For all you young people out here, you probably don't know these artists. And if you don't, you probably heard of them 1 or 2 times or something like that, or your parents listen to them, but you better get in tune to, because this is where real music started. So, 60s, starting 5, we got the Beatles, James Brown, Jimi Hendrix, Ray Charles, and the Rolling Stones.
Okay.
In the 70s, we got Marvin Gaye, Earth, Wind and Fire, Gladys Knight, Kool and the Gang, and Barry White.
It's a little tough one right there. But
first of all, before you answer,
okay,
who's your favorite artist from that 70s category?
Say the 70s again.
We had Gladys Knight, Kool and the Gang, Earth, Wind and Fire, Barry White, and Marvin Gaye.
Probably Marvin.
Marvin Gaye's your favorite.
Of course, yeah.
The greatest of Marvin, baby. Earth, Wind and Fire is my favorite. Just to let you know.
Earth, Wind and Fire.
For you people out there who don't know who Earth, Wind and Fire is, in my opinion, the greatest band of all time. Go check them out. You'll definitely find that a lot of samples that you listen to come from them. So just give it a little listen. And who's your favorite from the 60s? We had Jimi Hendrix, James Brown, Bob Dylan, Ray Charles, and the Beatles.
James Brown.
James Brown? Not the Beatles? You don't like the Beatles?
I never really got into the Beatles.
You never really got into the Beatles?
Nah.
I never really got into the Beatles either.
So how you gonna sit here and say you know the Beatles?
I'm just surprised. I never think when you think of the Beatles, you think
My black
one
ass
in every
thinks
two
the Beatles.
people listen to the Beatles, you know? And this is two people, and neither one of us listen to the Beatles, so like, I guess they're not so popular.
Not at all. Not in my eyes.
But I would have to go with Jimi Hendrix on that group. I fuck with Jimi Hendrix, this whole psychedelic movement, the whole peace movement he was doing, even though he was a woman abuser. I do not condone that, which is kind of a contradiction for his character. It doesn't make it. How can he be peaceful and then abuse women? That's another topic, you know.
I'm giving you SpongeBob face.
I'm giving that nigga SpongeBob face. What was you doing, Jimmy? Too much drugs.
Too much drugs. But that was a shot towards Chris Brown.
I ain't think she be over here thinking.
Because I feel like every time they talk about violence, they talk about Chris.
Because Chris is a violent man. This is no shouts at Chris. I don't want to put no bad energy towards that man. Nothing but blessings towards him. But in the past, he has been known to throw a punch or two.
This is true.
And he does not fight, nor wrestle, nor box, nor UFC, nor any professional fighting. So you be the judge. Like, what do you think he is? But that's your guilty conscience over there thinking. I ain't talking about Chris Brown. I'm talking about Jimi Hendrix. That was 40 years before Chris Brown even came out.
All right, I'm sorry, Chris.
I'm sorry, Chris. So
because I feel so bad, man. But I'm picking, what you said, is 6.
Let me run it back, because you probably figure you smoke too much weed. So
yeah.
This is drugs, man.
The drugs, I'm dead.
But the 60s were the Beatles, Ray Charles, Jimi Hendrix, James Brown, and Bob Dylan. The 70s were Earth, Wind, and Fire, Marvin Gaye, Gladys Knight, Kool and the Gang, and Barry White. We got a caller saying 70s.
Yeah, I was gonna say 70s too. That's a vibe right there.
70s was a vibe.
70s.
Barry White, Marvin Gaye, Earth, Wind, and Fire. I gotta definitely 100% go with the 70s. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, Beatles. Now we're gonna do another new school versus new school. We're gonna do the 2000s versus now. And now on the now starting list.
But ain't we still in the 2000s?
Yeah, but like
music, like the early 2000s.
The 2000s would be like 2000 through 2010, like 2001, 2002, 2009.
Yeah, okay.
And then from 2010 to now, we're almost at the end of this decade, so we can. I feel like we can make a clear judgment of who's ruled this era by now. Like,
yeah,
it's nobody that's gonna come out of the blue and be like, "Yeah, I'm taking the king." Like, no. Anyway. The now starting. No, let's do the 2000s first. The 2000s starting list would be Nelly, Alicia Keys, Nickelback, Kanye West, and Beyonce. The now would be Beyonce, Kendrick Lamar, Drake, Kanye again, and I would say Travis Scott. I would take Travis Scott out and put Future.
I was about to say, I'm surprised you didn't say Future, but of course I'm going with the early 2000s. Nobody wants to hear the. Well, that wasn't a bad like mashup of the late 2000s, but I'd rather hear the early Beyonce. I'd rather hear the early Kanye. You feel me? Like, I like that better. Because I can't get jiggy with this. I'm not saying that Beyonce's music is bad now. Not saying that, Kanye's music is not Kanye.
It's not as good as it was.
Yeah.
Back in the day. Definitely not. I can 100% agree with that one. But Beyonce, I feel like she's better than she was before.
She has grown as an artist, yes. But it's just something. It's like now we just hear her singing about Jay-Z mostly. Or her kids.
I mean, what else when you marry, what else is there to talk about besides your married life? Like,
half of these artists are married and you don't hear them talking about their wife and kids. R. Kelly was married for the longest.
When was R. Kelly married?
R. Kelly was married for dumb long. R. Kelly has kids.
I'm sorry.
Remember R. Kelly's wife was on Love and Hip Hop.
I thought he had a sex cult.
He did, but that was, I guess.
So let me get this straight. This nigga had a sex cult and he was married at the same time. R. Kelly he's living his best life. That's a fact. R. Kelly's doing some amazing things out there, Kel. Get him, Kels.
Yeah, so half of the time, these artists don't even be like putting out that they're married so they can keep their fan base.
Yeah.
Some artists like to put out there that they're not married. I mean, that they are married. So, it goes. But, yeah.
I feel like that was a bad example.
Okay, R. Kelly.
Can you give me another example of somebody that's married and in the game? Like Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Isn't Fabulous married?
Oh, yeah, Fabulous.
He don't talk about his wife.
Yeah, but Fabulous is, like, still in the life, though. I feel like he be in clubs and shit like that. Jay-Z and Beyonce, they don't be in, like...
Because they're happily married, a family. They got two kids.
They're also 40. Like,
Beyonce's not. She just hit 30-something.
40. Can I come in? That's where Beyonce's at. And Jay-Z's like 50. I'm on my way. like, come on, son. They old. What else are they supposed to make music about? Club shit, young shit, drug dealing?
I don't know how to become Beyonce and Jay-Z. The fuck?
First of all, Jay-Z already gave you the blueprint. And Beyonce, you see her whole life. She grew up in the game. She ain't got to tell you how to do it. All you got to do is watch. Work really hard. That's the goal. Just work really hard and you can become Jay-Z and Beyonce. That's a fact. Niggas is feeling your Silky.
They feel
Let's give a shout out to her Silky. Let's take a moment of silence for her Silky real quick. Extra silky. When she take that off, that shit gonna be extra wavy.
I'm not even gonna hold you. My sides are waving up, but that's not the point. That's not why we here. You didn't ask yourself that question. Who are you picking in that lineup, though?
The lineup that I'm picking in the 2000s versus 2010 to now.
Yeah,
I'm 100% going with now, based on the artists that we pick, because I definitely think Beyonce is better now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a huge Kendrick Lamar fan, and I love what he's doing for the culture. Alicia Keys was killing it, and Nelly was one of my favorite, but Panic at the Disco.
So you want new Kanye? You want Drake?
Yeah, I forgot about Drake. And Drake's influence on the game is definitely, you can't, like, come on.
What you mean? Going with now, just all right. People in the live stream said that Kendrick. They're going with the side for Kendrick.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Kendrick and Drake, them two together versus I gave you Alicia Keys, fucking Nelly, Britney Spears, Panic at the Disco, and Beyonce. And you're gonna be
Britney Spears was like the super thing for the Caucasian. Panic at the Disco, super thing for the Caucasians.
I listen to Panic at the Disco.
And Jordan. Like, you're Caucasian too. Like, and how you not even throw Chris Brown in there? Yeah, somebody in the live stream said Chris Brown. How dare you? You hate this man that much.
There she go feeling guilty.
No, I'm not feeling guilty.
I said at the beginning of the game, I said, this isn't the entire era. This isn't the best people at the era. I'm just choosing a starting five out of.
But you're not even picking a pop as starting five.
I just chose a certain stuff. We can switch it up.
All right.
And you think Chris Brown would be better in the early 2000s?
Oh, yeah.
Or in the late 2000s?
Early 2000s. Because right now, they ain't fucking with this man. Nobody fucking with that man. So.
Okay, so we're going to do another matchup top 5.
Hold on, wait. Somebody said Kendrick Lamar and Chris Brown are killing the past, though. They trendsetters.
Exactly, but they're in 2 different eras. It would be...
You don't think Kendrick is in the early 2000s?
He's in the late 2000s. I don't know. He's not married. He can't be in the early 2000s.
And why is
all
that?
His albums came out in the late 2000s.
Okay.
So it'll be like
Chris Brown would kill in all eras. Ooh, I got a Chris Brown fan. I like that.
Chris Brown would kill in all eras.
So I'm
the energy in this room.
You know why, bro? That's what happens when you really cool, bro.
Like,
no matter what,
he is cool. Don't you say that Chris Brown's not cool.
When you're as eccentric as him, don't matter, bro.
Chris Brown wouldn't have kept up in the 70s. He wouldn't have kept up in the 80s. He wouldn't have kept up in the 90s.
So him mimicking Michael Jackson, he wouldn't have lasted, is what you're telling me.
No, I'm lying.
Yeah, because you're talking that shit right now.
He could have definitely kept up. He's a great musician, great talented entertainer. I just be playing, you know. I gotta
stop playing with my mom.
I gotta throw
when you get me riled up,
there,
get my blood pressure.
So let me give you another starter file. I'm doing a thing where I give you 5 artists from each era, top 5, and we go against era to see which artists you think were better from which era.
Give me an example.
Hold on. Someone said that Section 8 is early 2000s.
Section 80, but that's not an album.
Section 80 is 2011.
That's a mixtape, though.
Oh.
2011? No. It's an independent album.
Oh,
so was it Section 80? Yeah, it's an album. Yeah, it was on sale on iTunes at the time.
Ooh.
2011.
I didn't even know that. You learned something new every
day.
He wasn't signed to Aftermath yet, so it was just TDE. He was only TDE, you know what I'm saying? But he was able to sell it on iTunes.
Oh, okay. Okay, but this is the top 5 from this era.
Mm-hmm.
Now we got...
When you say era, you mean like the decade?
2010 to now.
Okay, so the
decade. Versus 2000 to 2010.
Okay.
So the 2000 lineup is going to be Jay-Z.
Okay.
Eminem.
Okay.
50 Cent.
Okay.
Beyonce.
Okay.
And Linkin Park.
Okay. You chose different. Okay, I see what you did there.
That's 5 from the early 2000s. And the 5 from 2010 to now would be Drake.
Mm-hmm.
Kid Cudi.
Okay.
Chris Brown.
Okay.
Big Sean.
Okay.
And 2 Chainz.
Okay. And you're saying which 5 is better, or
which 5 is better?
That was the first 5. Not even a question. First 5. Yeah. You said Beyonce, Jay-Z, and Eminem. Done deal. If they win anything, if they're together, they win whatever competition they're in.
Hands down,
bro. What?
See, that was something easy. Now let me give you something a little bit more.
The comments is on Steam right now. Someone said NSYNC, Backstreet Boys. Them niggas ran that time. Kid Cudi, Big Sean. Fuck no. You bugging.
No. I don't think Big Sean and Kid Cudi are major factors of 2010 to now era?
They are bigger. I feel like they're bigger. Rick Ross was way bigger than both of them.
But they're not. I'm not saying they're the biggest, but you don't think they're major.
Yeah, they are. They are. But I guess they want you to pick major.
The top of the top.
Yeah. I knew you weren't picking the elite of the elite, so I just let you.
Because I can't pick the elite for elite because
that's
the elite that's my favorite. Elites of elites are different for everybody else, so I got to be more open spectrum. I can't just pick the same top 5 that everybody would pick. That's going to be boring. So
do you have a top 5?
Some flavor. Yeah, of course.
Have we done top 5s here?
Yeah, we did top 5.
Top 5 all time?
Yeah, I think we done, but I don't think we done our recent if niggas updated.
It's impossible to choose a top 5 all-time artists. That is ridiculous.
That's ridiculous. That's not even fair.
Artists, that's impossible. Maybe rappers, maybe singers.
Top 15.
Yeah, but 5 artists all time, that's crazy. Like
that shows you dedication.
Your top 5 all time, bro?
Yeah, that's easy. That's Jay-Z, M, Nas, Big.
You're such a basic bitch.
Yeah,
that's such a basic bitch. I knew you would do that.
Like that's 5.
Oh, okay. Kendrick is in your 5.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, copy. I definitely respect that.
Oh, niggas called you basic as fuck. Bro.
That is basic, but those are the top. Who's better than those 5 rappers? Who? Who name me somebody that's better than top 5 that should be knocked out? There's nobody. And if there is, I can create a just as good an argument as you.
This argument
Nigga said Lil Wayne.
Oh, no, you bugging, bro. Come on.
I can see where you come from, but top 10.
He's not a true MC, though, bro. He's not like an MC, bro. Like,
yeah.
He's clever. He's witty. He got bars. Don't get me wrong. Like, he's one of the greatest all times when it comes to that simile metaphor, type of
but he's
mind-boggling shit.
He's not reasonable doubt.
Yeah. Like,
he's not ready to
Little
die.
the greatest ever.
He's not Illmatic.
He's not Good Kid, Mad City.
He's not Good Kid, Mad City. He's Carter 3. That's it.
Carter 3 is great, though. 1.5 is great. But
50 Degrees and Carter 1, 2, 3.
500 degrees.
Yo, I'm sad.
That was that.
I can't read.
Well, let's get back into the game real quick before
y'all bucket from up north.
I'm gonna give you a little hard one. We got 90s versus the 80s.
Okay.
The 80s top 5: Michael Jackson, Prince.
It's over.
Just
Michael Jackson.
You gotta listen to the lineup.
That's cheating, bro.
Listen to the lineup.
Michael Jackson, Prince, Madonna, NWA, and Guns N' Roses. For the 90s, we got Biggie, Tupac, 112, MC Hammer, and Dr. Dre.
Not even a question.
The 80s still win.
Yeah, the 80s is gonna win that automatically, bro.
Michael Jackson and Prince.
And you still haven't said Whitney Houston. This is what's getting tight.
You just said the king and queen of pop in the same
90s off rip.
Whoa! Somebody said 90s.
Somebody said 90s. Nah,
somebody said
you fucking out.
They fucking with us. They fucking with us.
Yeah.
They can't be.
You need to go listen to Michael, Prince, Madonna. You just go listen because they
Nigga said 112 is a.
Yeah.
So that was a landslide. Man, let me give you something a little bit more concrete. 90s versus the 70s.
70s is kind of far, bro. I don't know about the 70s. But go.
You don't know too much?
No, I don't know too much.
So then I'll give 70. I'll give old school against old school like I gave King.
Yeah.
Maybe you can like.
80s music was for cokeheads still.
70s, we got Aretha Franklin, Stevie Wonder, Jackson 5, Earth, Wind and Fire, and Elton John.
Against what?
I wish you would have did Queen. You should have thrown Queen in there. Actually, the Queen was 80s.
Yeah, Queen was 80s.
Queen was 80s, yeah.
And the 60s, we got Beatles, Rolling Stones, Bob Dylan, The Doors, and Ray Charles.
I didn't even know like maybe 3 out of those
60s,
people.
Bro.
No,
3 out of the
second
7
category, yeah.
out of the 60s.
You know about Bob Dylan?
You know Bob Dylan?
I heard of
He's like
Bob
top
Dylan.
5 songwriters all time.
Yeah, amazing song.
Top 5
Probably
songwriters
heard it
all
and
time.
not
And The
know
Doors
it's
is like a band.
The Beatles are revered as the greatest musical act of all time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know of the Beatles. Like I said, I didn't get.
You just said Ray Charles. I can't even.
Yeah, Ray Charles.
Yeah.
So
Ray Charles.
But wait, you gotta think about it. He said Stevie Wonder,
Jackson 5,
Jackson
Jackson 5.
Elton John,
Stevie Wonder, and who else?
Elton John, Jackson 5, Aretha Franklin,
Yo, Aretha's
and
fire.
Earth, Wind and Fire.
Do you notice a difference in these groups? You can actually see when segregation kind of died down. Because in the 60s, listen to everyone you named in the 60s. You named one black man, and that's Ray Charles.
And then when
in
you
the
go
70s,
yeah, it starts to go, yeah.
It's
and
straight
then you
black
look
in
at
the
now.
70s. You look at
Race murder aren't trending, setting low key.
I think the 60s. I hate that I have to choose
But
this
that'll
white ass
be
group.
late 2000s.
The artists you named in the 60s, I don't even know, bro, because...
Nah, bro, the 70s.
70s. Someone said the 70s in the comments, too.
You got Aretha. Aretha done set it off for females.
Yeah,
you got
bro.
Stevie.
You also have to put that into a
Jackson
factor because
5.
once you talked about the 60s, no female was in the 60s.
That's also true. Nobody knows in the 60s.
It was
So what Aretha did was extra.
Yeah.
It set the bar.
Yeah, bro.
And then the 70s, Gladys Knight also came with the Pips.
With the pimp.
She was Gladys Knight. And then she finally became Gladys
I'm
Knight.
so proud of us and our like musical old school knowledge. Right
Yeah,
now.
that's
I think this
crazy.
is great.
You gotta know where you came
You
from.
really said race murder. I could tell that's
Oh my god.
you're such a
He
South
said-
person.
He said
Don't be a
racial-
nigga.
I was born in the 90s. That's too much far back for me. We all born in the 90s, bro. You don't listen to your mom's or dad's records.
The 70s is too far back for him. God damn.
That's
Well,
crazy.
you know what you do? Take one day in iTunes and just search up some old school.
Just fire 70s music. iTunes will definitely give you a whole playlist for it.
They'll give you everybody we're naming.
The best playlist, the best music. If it wasn't Michael Jackson, I wasn't with it.
Michael's
just
not
Michael,
the only
Ray Charles.
Where do you think Michael got his influences from? These artists from the 70s and the 60s. Like
Michael Jackson adored Paul McCartney.
And Diana Ross.
And Diana Ross. James Brown. He loves James Brown. He loves James Brown. Bro. Prince too. Yeah, that's it. You gotta open up that music dictionary, bro. I'm disappointed in you, Jeffrey.
Can you go back further?
Nigga Jeff.
Can you go back further?
60s was the biggest thing back.
That's when music really.
Yeah, anything back was like contemporary and like stuff like that, like really classical shit.
Like 50s.
Yeah. And like.
So when did what is it? The Temptations come out?
The 50s.
50s.
60s.
I just went back then. Too far back?
No,
I think it was the 70s.
That's different. 70s?
Yeah, definitely.
That's why you got to eat music notes?
Hold on,
chill out. I'm thirsty.
What?
I'm thirsty. Sorry. I'm thirsty.
I think with you.
My bad. I'm on it. Go ahead, bro. Do your thing. Yo, what up, bro? Make sure y'all sharing this and liking this, John, too.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, keep staying tuned, bro.
All right, so I got another little game. Since I did top fives, we're going to do duos now. Make it a little bit easier. I know 5 groups was hard for you to grasp. Now we're going to do duos. 80s versus 2000s. For 80s, we got Whitney Houston and Tina Turner.
That's it.
And Tina Turner versus TLC and Aaliyah.
That's more 2000. Then again, it's late 90s, early 2000s. Fuck it, they count as 90s.
It don't matter.
It don't matter.
Tina Turner and Whitney Houston.
Yeah. Whitney Houston, bro. That's no competition. Like, what are you doing? Like the 80s, yeah. What are you saying? You got. That's too easy. Whitney over everything. No offense to Aaliyah, but
okay. I give you a little one play. 20s versus 2000s versus 90s. Jay-Z and Eminem versus Biggie and Tupac.
That's a great one. Jay-Z and Eminem, mostly because they stayed alive long enough to have more content. That sounded terrible. I'm sorry if that came out horrible, but you kind of can't discredit Eminem and Jay-Z for staying alive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
it's not our fault that we were able to stay alive and work for 20 years.
Exactly.
And you guys were only alive for 2. It's like,
that's crazy.
They have beef with each other, so it just even like
Eminem overrated low key, even though he did what he did. That was cold. Maybe I'm high. Everything he did.
Eminem's not overrated. He went diamond. Yeah. You can't be overrated if you go diamond.
Bro. You say he went diamond. He went diamond twice.
Oh, he went
diamond. That's like a total different ball game.
I was just informed that he went diamond twice.
Consecutively.
Consecutively.
That's got a whole memo.
Lauryn Hill 10 times better than him.
Oh, that's actually a good one.
Lauryn Hill?
Lauryn Hill, someone else, and then
Okay, that's perfect. We're gonna do 90s versus 2000s.
Okay.
We're gonna do for the 90s. We got Lauryn Hill and Erykah Badu.
Shit.
And the 2000s, we got Beyonce. No, sorry. We got Mary J. Blige and Missy Elliott.
Nigga. Erykah Badu
and Lauryn Hill, bro.
But that's content-wise. We talking about hits and popularity. You gotta go with Missy and who? We say Missy and who?
Mary.
Missy and Mary. Yeah. Content-wise.
Yeah, because Mary's been there.
Yeah, bro.
Mary is. I'm not gonna cry.
I'm looking for a real love.
We were just listening to that too.
Someone who makes my heart free, real love.
Missy Elliott trash. Oh my, Go free. You're getting me double tight, bro.
Missy Elliott is
You
trash.
trolling, bro. OD.
How the fuck is Missy Elliott trash?
He's definitely from the
and
South.
what? There's no group of people who don't like Missy.
Y'all Northerners are bugging. You South niggas is bugging.
Where you from in the South? It better not be North Carolina.
It is North Carolina.
Is he from North Carolina?
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro. I'm about to move there, bro. But where in North Carolina are you from, bro?
So I don't go there.
Oh, like, what? I'm from the South. Oh, you from New Orleans? The fuck? No, you're not. Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna have to go with.
I'm from the
Lauryn
South
Hill and
Georgia.
Erykah Badu.
Really?
I'm gonna have to.
I respect that.
Oh, he from New Orleans.
I'm gonna have to.
Oh, but you
Granted, content-wise, Beyonce, Mary J. Blige and
Mary J. has dope content.
Missy was trash. How can you say Missy was trash?
But we be singing Lauryn Hill like hard.
I be
Niggas
I feel like
I
my
be
soul.
I don't be feeling
soul,
it like that when some Missy come on.
Yeah, Missy, you
like,
on the.
Missy's like the party. Turn up.
Like, I ain't be hitting that shit hard.
You really said
right.
change in the channel.
You know how we're like. You know how when like a guy's singing like a female song or whatever, like he gotta like edit out certain words so he don't sound crazy. I don't make those edits when I'm listening to Lauryn Hill.
Facts.
I don't make those edits. I don't make those edits, bro. Like it's
Sing that shit.
I'm singing that shit.
I'm singing that shit to my soul.
Killing me softly, nigga. What? I'm singing that.
I'm still trying to figure out how Missy's trash. I don't know how I feel about that.
You're bugging, bro. She's done way too much for the game. Without Missy, there's no Nicki, bro. Like
she left, she came back.
She still did her thing, bro.
Yeah, and then she left again.
And Missy's still doing her thing, like when she made music. She bugging out.
Okay, so I got another one for you guys. Let's stay on topic. 80s versus the 90s. The 80s, we got NWA and Run DMC versus
Tribe Called Quest and Wu-Tang. Is that it?
You in my notes?
You my motherfucking nigga, bro. You my nigga, bro. What you talking about?
You in my notes?
You my nigga, boy.
Where you going?
That is a fantastic competition, by the way.
NWA.
You gonna choose the 80s?
Yeah,
you gonna choose NWA and Run DMC over Wu-Tang and the Tribe?
Yeah. If you think of
really
fuck
good.
police.
That's the wrong.
That's Public Enemy.
Damn.
Fight now, fight the power.
You sure?
No.
That was right.
Yeah, you're right.
I watched Straight Outta Compton.
I'm thinking about Fight the Power.
I'm dead.
I
watched that movie.
Yeah.
I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, bro, I really don't know what to do.
NWA, you have to.
Cash rules everything around me. Cream,
Get the money.
Dollar. That's our culture.
But that's what I'm saying, bro.
That's our whole culture in one acronym.
Bro, like,
Cash rules everything around me. That's like, come on, like. And then the Tribe,
Q-Tip is a savage. He's underrated to me in this game.
Probably
he's underrated.
But that's another discussion.
I don't know, bro, but that's that's probably the best one you did so far. That one is really good.
Somebody said NWA all day.
I respect that. Honestly, I cannot argue with whatever side you choose. Like,
I'm gonna have.
We can sit here and fake an argument, but either way, both sides are like.
It's a great. But I'm gonna have to. If I had to, and one had to go. 80s gotta go.
80s gotta go. Me too.
I'm sorry. NWA, you gotta go. Run DMC. Nah, they got the tracksuits. I got on Adidas right now.
I do too. That's crazy.
Everybody Adidas.
Do we all have an Adidas right now?
No, you like the fuck out.
Almost there. Get out. Go home with me.
Let me go home and change.
If we go impact wise, Run DMC and NWA wins.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Down.
I feel like they have
impact wise.
They basically molded the culture for everybody after.
Dr. Dre. Oh my God. Dr. Dre with M.
Bro. So now I think about it, 80s got it.
That's
They
what
got
I'm
it.
saying.
You really think about it, 80s got it.
Impact what?
You gotta think about what Run DMC did with combining rap with rock, bro.
Facts, bro.
Right there, you're already meshing
What
genres,
was
bro, and that changes the sound of hip hop because you
It was
combine.
by Aerosmith, right?
I don't remember. No, I don't think it was an Aerosmith. I think it was wasn't it Rick Rubin or something like that?
Yeah, Rick Rubin.
Rick Rubin, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
he used to do mad shit with them, bro. So you gotta credit them with also transcending the sound of hip hop by adding a different genre into it, a genre that most of your audience is unfamiliar with, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, bro?
And
So
Run DMC did that too.
yeah, no, that's what I'm talking about.
yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. And NWA, nigga, they founded gangster rap.
Yeah.
The fuck, like every
90% of rap right now is gangster rap.
It's gangster rap, bro. Like, bro. Before
Fake
NWA,
gangster rap.
niggas was not cursing. Niggas was not talking about what they did in the streets, bro.
Yeah.
Now
So,
the rap game is flooded with content of what goes on in the
as you
streets,
guys
bro.
can see,
Like how many lives did gangster rap save? Because people stopped what they were doing and started telling
became
stories
rappers.
as
Yeah.
opposed to living those stories, bro. Like you know what I'm saying, bro? So like impact wise, definitely the 80s with those two, Run DMC and NWA.
but
my personal music taste wise, and I'm pretty sure yours too.
my personal
Yeah.
music wise, we definitely have to go with Tribe and Wu. I'm sorry.
That's a fact.
That was a great one though.
That was a
I
good
got
one.
another great one for you. Dynamic duos.
Get it.
We got 80s, Michael and Janet
Ooh.
versus the 70s, Stevie and Aretha.
Set the bar for them.
Yeah, bro.
Stevie and Aretha win.
Stevie and Aretha beat Michael and Janet though.
If
If
it wasn't
there
for
wasn't
Stevie and Aretha,
Aretha,
would
then
it be
Michael
Michael
and
and Janet?
Janet.
Michael and Janet. So
You gotta
It's
think
also-
everything is a
falls
trickle
into, like,
effect.
Exactly. Michael Jackson followed like James Brown and,
yeah.
Diana Ross. And them. That set the bar.
Oh Lord.
Aretha's in that time with James Brown. Like,
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
That conversation is very similar to the idea of what came first, the chicken or the egg. It's very similar to that.
Facts. Like, I'm gonna have to go with Michael and Janet.
I would agree.
I would have to go with Michael and Janet.
But at the same time,
Them two,
there is no
especially
Michael and
them
Janet without
as
them. At the same
Yeah.
time. Like in the same breath. You have to
you
say
need
that.
them. You
Yeah.
need them to say their name. All right, that one's a little bit hard. But I got two different spectrums. We got 2000s. We got Britney Spears and the Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
And the 90s, we got Red Hot Chili Peppers and Nirvana.
Like I said,
Never really listened to Nirvana.
Nirvana used to drive these little white teenage girls crazy.
I believe
Like
it.
they were a super dope pro rock band. But I think you gotta go with Spears and NSYNC, bro. I think
No, Backstreet Boys, not insane.
Oh, you said
Britney
Backstreet
Spears
Boys,
and the Backstreet Boys.
Oh,
It's
then
Britney,
no.
bitch.
Screaming Nirvana like crazy.
Yeah.
Niggas screaming.
I get dangerous.
Yeah, that's probably
She like, yeah, you go ahead, you go.
You know about
Go
that
home.
song.
You ain't here Smell Like Teen Spirit. Go home and listen to Smells Like Teen Spirit.
I know that song.
Every
I
time
can
you
say
get
it.
in the bar, they play that song.
Yes,
Oh, you know what's so crazy? You know what made me look up to that song? It was a Chris Brown performance. And you're probably gonna know it once I describe the performance to you. I think it was at the VMAs or whatever. He kind of did this little time machine of music where like he did like classic tracks from
Yeah.
different genres.
Yeah.
What
That was his
what
best
that?
dance
You
performance I ever
remember
seen.
that, right?
Yeah.
I remember
He did
him
the
I
Michael
think
shit,
what
I
a
was like-
award show
He was
was.
jumping
I don't
from
remember.
stage to stage.
That was probably
No, that was the Michael Jackson tribute.
no. That was the
No,
BET
that's the
Awards
one
was the
I'm
Michael
talking
Jackson
about.
tribute. That was VMAs.
Yeah, that's
So-
what you're
okay,
talking
so
about.
it
Was
might
the
have been that
Video
one.
Music Awards.
Yeah, like I remember him doing some Smells Like Teen Spirit. And I was like, oh, I shouldn't even look up that song. I really didn't look into it, bro. It's crazy how I love when artists do that. I think
Yeah.
that's what I love most about like Kanye and Cudi. They really introduced me to so many other genres and made me look out of just rap, and
Yeah.
it really helps cultivate my opinion and shit about music.
Get you out of the box.
out of the box.
Yeah, yeah.
We're
Yo.
definitely not gonna take it there right now.
Hold on. Can I ask you a quick question? It's off topic, but it's not on the topic of music. Did you guys hear that new Khaled song with Future, Jay-Z, and Beyonce?
DJ Khaled, Future, Beyonce, Jay-Z, all-star lineup.
Trash.
Delivery.
Trash.
That shit was trash.
Trash.
For you to have the all-star lineup, that was trash.
My ears were bleeding.
It was terrible. It was what? That shit was trash. I didn't ever.
Jay-Z,
I did the top of my Maybach. I did the top of my Maybach.
If they would have just
to the top of my Maybach.
If you just would have had Beyonce and Jay-Z, maybe. But it wouldn't have had that annoying sound of the Future. Yeah.
Yo, bro, I really can't think of one thing I like about that song.
Because Beyonce's bars wasn't even valid.
It's not that I don't. It's not that I hate Jay-Z's verse. Jay-Z was Jay-Z. Of course, he was lyrical. He was, Jay-Z was Jay-Z. But I didn't like him over the beat. I didn't like Beyonce over the beat.
It was too much of a mumble rap song.
Yeah, bro.
And they hopping on a mumble rap, and they not mumble rappers.
Future's hook was terrible. I to the top of my Maybach, and then he tried to make it crack by saying, to the top of my Maybach. Like that was gonna make the hook better, and it wasn't. That made it worse. The beat was mediocre. We're talking about DJ Khaled, Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Future, and
that was attractive to put out there.
Did you hear that last?
That was supposed to go on the Keys album. That he was just like, nah, let me just say.
Did you hear the last track they put out together?
I Got the Keys.
Yeah,
fire.
You don't think it was like the same route?
Hell no.
You know what? You're absolutely right. I got the keys. I got the keys. I'm not gonna front.
Something in the
same route.
That's
but the beat was fire. And honestly, the Future's hook on I Got the Keys was way catchier. Honestly, the hook meshed well with the beat, so I guess that's why it sounded better. Mm-hmm. But the way this hook sounds on this beat, bro, it just sounds trash and forced, bro.
So you don't feel like that would be a good club? That's not a good club song?
What?
I got the top of the Maybach.
It's gonna be a good club song.
That's a good
because that's what people are making club songs. They're not making music anymore.
They both dropped. Beyonce dropped Lemonade. Hove dropped 444. They're good.
You're right.
Khaled is about to drop a new album. Khaled's on that type of time and with that type of music. So what they gonna do is do this favor for Khaled. Get this chicken over here. Get this bag over here. Because that's what it's about, the bag.
Bro, it's going to play in the club.
That's what it's about.
Hold on, it's going to play in the club. You're going to bump it. You're going to move because it's music playing in the party.
It's Beyonce.
That's what I feel like.
But it's not going to bump the way you would think it would.
Like Keys ran.
Another song would. Like,
Keys ran. I don't think it's going to run as far.
But whenever I see Future on the lineup,
Keys. I got the keys. That
ran. Yeah, that shit ran. Exactly. That shit was fire, bro. That shit turned the club up.
Every radio station.
Because that was also the movement, though. That was going with the Khaled's movement of I got the keys and all that. It was also the movement. There's no movement, but I got the top off the Maybach. Like, that's old news. Like, that's why I just feel like they just did this. We're going to drop this club song. Get money, real quick check, and that's it. Like,
I don't respect that.
It's on Khaled's. It's on DJ Khaled's album.
I don't respect that.
When does DJ Khaled make content songs? Like,
but you're taking these artists and you're putting them in the. Yeah, you're making not good music.
Yeah, it's not even about the content. I'm not talking about content. I get why the content needs to be what it is for it to be a club record. Like, I get it. I'm not talking about the content, bro. I'm talking about the production of the song itself, bro. Like, it was just bad. It was mediocre, bro. It's like, well, what was y'all thinking? Like, who said this was cool, bro? I don't know.
I really think that was a favor on Beyonce and Jay-Z behalf.
I think that shit was amazing.
Of course you do, bro. You're a Jay-Z fan. There's nothing Jay-Z can do that'll
not tickle my fancy.
That'll not tickle your fans. That'll not tickle your fancy. That's what he said, guys, over there, in case you didn't hear him.
I did not say that, guys. In case you didn't hear me. But
you had some bad paper, so I had to replace it.
I just feel like they did it for a certain reason. I didn't take it as as soon as I see Future on the lineup, I don't take the song seriously on a certain level. It's a turn-up song. That's it. That's all it's for. It's for the turn-up. And Beyonce swagged it. Swagged it.
Beyonce swagged it. She did.
Yo, bro, I'm not speaking to you on the
top
entire.
two, but I'm top two, body real. I didn't. Nothing on the song made me want to quote it.
Since when she cursing like that, bro? Like,
because it's a club song.
Now you're throwing shots at Drake and Kim Kardashian. This is what we do, Beyonce.
Oh my god!
Oh, she's throwing shots.
She was talking about top two because Drake had said something in his song.
Oh, top two, and I'm not two.
Yeah, and then the whole showing my body. I don't gotta show my body to go viral. Type shit she's talking about.
I definitely think that's a shot at Kim, but I don't think the first one is more of a shot at Drake.
No, when you Google it, it shows you that's who they was talking about. It shows you the Tiffany Haddish, Kim, and then Drake. Because I Googled it. I was trying to figure out what part. Why was Tiffany Haddish so hype about Beyonce's part or whatever? And it was she had went to Beyonce's party or whatever and had to sign a non-disclosure or something like that. So. Yeah, those are the people that Beyonce was talking about in her verse. Like
I took when she was like top two and I'm not two. I didn't think of it as like her like coming at Drake because when she says when Drake says top two and I'm not two, I feel like he's talking about in the rap game or in his realm or whatever.
Well, I guess she was talking about in the heat. Or she probably took it. He's talking about in the game period, and she's like.
Top two and I'm not two. Oh, yeah. I honestly just took it as like a sample or homage to his line. I took it as like a
Beyonce's known for hidden messages. You gotta listen to beat.
That's
the Beyonce.
That's like Illuminati cryptic shit.
Yeah, that's what it is, my nigga. You gotta figure it out. Put the codes in.
You still running with that?
What, the Illuminati? Am I not supposed to? Am I supposed to go with a different route? Like
Illuminati doesn't exist. Called the government.
Nah, the Illuminati definitely exists.
Different podcast episode.
Yeah.
All right, Can we get back to the game?
Yeah, my fault.
You the one that's talking about Beyonce and her wonderful music.
I got some more. All right. 2000s. We got Cameron and Lil Wayne versus now Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole.
J. Cole. Why'd you even ask that?
Yeah.
It's too easy.
That's too easy? Cameron and Lil Wayne?
Cameron,
Dipset? The whole wave that everybody was on.
But they didn't put an impact, bro. Like, I feel like Cole and
Dipset did not have an impact?
What did they give you that you could take? Like, what was J. Cole and Kendrick talk about? What?
Real nigga shit.
Dipset, what do they talk about?
Lil Wayne.
They definitely do talk about.
Definitely talking about real nigga shit though.
Like what?
The streets. The streets.
Yeah, you live in the streets or you live in a nice neighborhood. I can't relate to that shit. I can't relate to the streets. I can relate to what J. Cole and Kendrick is saying because I'm going through with
you live in Compton.
No, but I'm black and they talking about black shit and other stuff. You know, minus the neighbors and stuff like that and all the other shit. But I know what they talking about.
I was talking about New York shit. What are you
talking
like? What? About? What do you mean? Like
drugs?
Yeah,
I don't sell drugs. I don't want to know how to sell drugs. I don't want to know how to flip it. I don't care about that life. Lil Wayne. What? Silent lasagnas? What?
I was getting some head. I was getting some head.
Like, what the fuck?
Nigga said silent lasagnas.
Lil Wayne, a million. That does not benefit my life. But what was that J. Cole song?
My Jesus. Sound like lasagna.
Lost ones.
Power. What is it? Power trip. Wet dream. Like stuff like that. I can relate.
Maybe you can't really compare those duos because of the content.
Maybe
content. Like because Dipset was dope, but not in the same sense that J. Cole and Kendrick are. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay, so with a more for your Kendrick. We're going to keep Kendrick and Cole.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to choose instead, we're going to take Kanye and Eminem.
I'm still going with J. Cole. Yeah.
Kendrick and Cole over Eminem and Kanye. That's crazy.
I didn't hear what this fun about
fan in the world, but hell no. There's no way.
Somebody said West and M, and somebody said K and
I feel like West and M, that's two of the biggest influences
in your life.
You talk about influential. We talk about rap. Just like what is that you talking about? Because I made that decision based off of rap.
Also, rap too.
Just rapping, like rapping a bit, like who's better rapper? Who are the better rappers?
I mean, I feel like it would be even because Eminem's better than Cole, but Kendrick's better than Kanye.
Eminem is better than Cole.
Yeah.
But then the producing style.
But J. Cole is also better than Kanye.
New Kanye or the old Kanye?
The old Kanye, no, he's not.
Both Kanye,
no, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not. None of his albums is better than Late Registration. You crazy?
I'm not talking about album.
You're right. Because I'm talking about the lyrics on those two, on College Dropout and Late Registration. Cole's album's lyricism is not as
same as
J.
Cole's Sideline Story. It's not better, but it's pretty much there.
It's
bro.
there, but it's not better. Right? It's not better. I don't know. What? Through the wire.
I don't know, bro. J. Cole's ability is this technique. Come on, bro. This technique is off the charts, bro. Like
you need a nap.
But
I gave you one.
It's just the Eminem, bro. That's for me personally, though.
I feel Eminem is a deciding factor. He went diamond twice. So? That's more records than both of them combined.
That's a fact.
He sold more
records off of 2 albums than their whole catalog.
Are y'all including the 8 now?
No, we're talking about
yeah, because that also has effect in certain sales. When you drop albums around the time that you're in movies, that's also going to increase your sales also. So you got to take that into a factor.
Especially if you drop a soundtrack for that album, for that movie, bro. Yeah. That sells too. Like.
And that just adds to his...
Resume-wise, Eminem obviously is the guy, bro.
Yeah.
Like, sales-wise, he's the best-selling
artist. Say Kendrick and Cole?
Because I feel like they're better rappers than those two. Like if you like take a lump sum, get their average, like put it all to a number. J. Cole and Kendrick, like you average it out and give them a number out of
Kendrick 100. Eminem I feel like
Mary's is gonna be over.
So Kendrick's a better rapper than Eminem.
I think Kendrick is the best rapper ever.
Yeah,
I'm just trying not to say things like that out loud.
Kendrick is the best rapper ever.
People get like
that.
Yeah. Yep. Ever.
He's the greatest. When it's all said and done, Cole is the GOAT right now. But when it's all said and done, Kendrick gonna be the best that ever picked up.
You think he's better than Jay-Z? Nah.
Lyrically,
all said and done,
yeah.
Not yet.
On the pace he's going,
he's
getting better and better. And like, unless his next album is a complete flop, like, come on.
Okay.
He's the greatest.
You feel very strong about that.
Yeah.
And there's no one that's like in competition with him, or he's just.
I mean, Drake.
I'm surprised that you don't feel like Drake because Drake. Do Kendrick sing?
Yeah.
No. Yeah. No.
Like auto-tune sing.
Yeah. I mean, Kendrick can sing.
Because I'm saying I would consider Drake on the. That's like but Drake will be over Kendrick.
That's like
Drake's over Kendrick for you?
Mm-hmm.
I respect that. I don't argue Kendrick against J. Cole and Drake. Like, I feel like them three are like the new gods. Like
the new gods.
You know, music. It was Eminem, Jay, and Nas for us growing up in the late '90s and early 2000s. I feel like it's Kendrick, Drake, and Cole right now. Bro.
Yeah, definitely.
They definitely have the game in their hands. They are the three best rappers in the game.
You had to choose to listen to one rapper for the rest of your life.
Kendrick Lamar. That's my favorite rapper of all time. I would choose him as a rapper over anyone.
His catalog. No, actually, I would choose him because he has more songs right now. But in the near future, Kendrick will be right
now. We're talking about like right now.
So. Right now, I have to choose Jay-Z because his catalog is just ridiculous. He has mad songs. He has mad songs. There's still Jay-Z songs I haven't heard. Like,
okay. That's doable.
But I got another.
Tech 9.
Who's
Tech 9 who?
Yo.
Tech 69?
He gets mad respect strictly off of ability, not off of his songs, not off of him just off of his ability, bro. Like he has like
but he's
gift, bro. Like the way he spits is crazy.
5.
No, he's not. He's not. But no one can do what he does, though. I will say that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay, so now let's narrow it down to 1 now.
Mm-hmm.
We played the 5-on-5, the 2-on-2. Now it's just straight 1-on-1. 80s versus the 90s. 80s, we got Whitney Houston. The 90s, Tupac.
It's 2 different things, bro.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
but they're artists.
And I'm going with Whitney Houston.
Of course, of course. I mean,
any category Whitney Houston is in, I'm going with Whitney.
Though? Impactful? The impact?
That's probably the only scale you could probably put them on is on that. Is on the influence scale, and I think Tupac had
personally, I'm going Tupac.
Whitney Spears. I'm sorry.
Nigga said Whitney Spears.
Whitney Spears.
Nigga said Whitney Spears. That's crazy, bro. You just lost mad black points, bro.
I don't even know
you just
if
put
I
a white woman's name after that,
bro.
That's crazy, bro.
You know when a nigga do some dumb shit and he don't got nothing to say?
He OD fried.
You gotta be fried.
I would go with Pop because you don't know music.
King Bitter.
I can't choose.
All right, so I got another 1-on-1.
It's 2 different things.
I got 70s versus 60s. I got the Jackson 5 for the 70s versus the Beatles.
I knew you were gonna say the Beatles.
Oh, the Beatles.
Fuck that.
I'm going with
Jackson 5, baby.
Like the Beatles. Because
ABC.
Fire 1. I'm not saying
1, 2, 3. You with me?
Album sales, and
just bro.
Jackson 5 is the best group ever.
All you need is love.
The nigga started from baby, son.
Exactly. That's the Beatles.
I feel like
hard working Motown baby from the beginning.
The Beatles was before the Jackson 5.
Yeah.
But that's not the point.
But they were kids.
Oh, so my shit don't matter.
It was young.
It don't matter.
It was young.
Never mattered.
That was young. All right, so we're gonna push a little forward. We got 70s versus the 80s. All right, we got 70s. We got Bob Marley. And for the 80s, we got Phil Collins.
That's terrible. I'm going with Bob.
Phil Collins.
What are you talking about?
One Love.
Phil
Bob
Collins.
I'm definitely on Bob.
He probably has more impact than every artist we spoke about today.
Oh, so since you think we're gonna put Bob Marley versus one of the big cats, we got Bob Marley for the 70s.
Next to Michael Jackson.
Huh?
Next to Michael Jackson.
I was gonna go a little bit lighter, and I was gonna say Prince.
Lighter.
That's not lighter.
Bob Marley, impact wise, just
Bob Marley.
Bob Marley.
This is totally me being biased because I'm Jamaican. But Bob Marley
coming from a yard.
I had a question. So, and I know it's like has nothing to do with the little game that we got going on right here. But I know, I'm sorry. If you had to choose to listen to one new artist for the rest of your life, out of the littles, which little crackhead baby are you choosing?
I'm choosing Uzi.
Don't do that. Don't call him little crackhead.
I'm choosing Uzi.
Right.
That's fucked up. Who you choosing, little
I'm
Uzi?
choosing Uzi.
Really?
Yeah.
I could not listen.
What
to
about
that
little
for the rest
Yachi?
of my life.
Yachi?
Little
Bo?
I love Lil Bo.
You go with Lil Bo?
I like Lil Bo.
I would have to.
Little Deaf. Who was that?
Can I go?
There's a Little Deaf?
Little Deaf?
There's a no Deaf.
That, like Deaf.
They're lying.
No, there is. There's Lil Xan.
Lil Pump.
Lil Ugly.
There's a Little Deaf. You said you're going with Little Deaf.
I'm gonna have to go with my little cousin.
What does he sound like?
Because he's an up and coming rapper. I'm gonna go with my little cousin.
No, you gotta go with the littles of the generation that's happening right now. You gotta choose little Pump,
Lil Dicky,
and I'll even throw Lil 6 Tech 9.
Yo, nah, you can't say nothing. Lil Dicky,
yeah.
I can't do that, bro.
You gotta choose.
Lil Dicky 5.
Yeah, who is Little Dicky?
You never heard Lil Dicky?
Nice. Like, I can listen to him for the rest of my life, though.
He's like so nice. It's like
never heard Lil Dicky.
Yeah. It's like it's weird. Like
he
be doing too much. Like
he did that song with Young.
Every rhyme
is Young Thug.
Yeah, like he's like super perfect rapper.
No, you never heard of.
I don't. You just said 2 words. And you expect me to understand?
Yeah, that's a song.
She was like, you just saying that, buddy. What is the rest of the words?
Literally like the whole song.
Oh, see? All right. See? Nobody suffered. That's crazy.
I honestly couldn't pick nobody. I couldn't pick nobody.
I'll go with Tekashi.
You fuck with Tekashi?
I don't, but I will go with that instead of all the other littles.
What? You would have a nigga screaming at you.
Yeah, but having my ears bleeding to death so that I just die. So I don't have to listen to it for the rest of my life. That's it.
I
didn't choose any of them. I'm sorry.
You have to.
They said my little cousin.
At that point, I would become deaf.
Exactly. Throw some Tekashi 9.
I'm sorry. Not to say you guys aren't good at what you do, but I couldn't listen to you for the rest of my life. That is a death sentence.
All right, so let's get some positivity up in there. If you had to pick an R&B singer,
Frank Ocean.
Who do you listen? And it's not in his generation.
You
can include Frank in there.
I can.
Of all time. No, of this generation.
This generation?
This generation.
Listen to all the time?
Yeah, R&B.
I would go with Frank Ocean. No. Yeah. No. Daniel Caesar. Up and coming guy. You don't know about him, check him out. I would definitely go with Daniel Caesar. He's dope.
For the rest of your life? Are you going to do an up and coming artist for the rest of your life?
Yeah, hopefully he comes up with some more shit.
And what if he's just going to be the couple of hit wonders?
That would be tight. But I'm
Miguel? You know who I'm going with.
Chris Brown,
baby. Because that man gonna produce me a whole bunch of albums about Chris Brown. Yes, I did. Just so I can talk about Chris Brown. Because I'm gonna have a lot of music to listen to.
You'll listen to Chris Brown for the rest of your life?
Hell fucking yeah, bro. Because in 1 week he's giving me 45 fucking songs, bro. Like,
that make you aggressive?
No, I'm not aggressive now, and I've listened to Chris my whole life. Am I aggressive? It's to be mentioned. I'll just fuck with you. I'm not aggressive now. I feel like I'm in love because of Chris Brown. Okay. And I know how to handle heartbreaks because of Chris Brown.
Okay.
I know how to fuck because of Trey Songz, but we're not talking about him.
You're a clown.
All right, one rapper for the rest
Fantasia. Really?
If you don't want me, then talk to me.
That's the only song you're going to be listening to?
I felt that shit. She told the nigga to leave.
Don't talk to me. Don't want me, don't talk to me.
Go ahead and someone else.
That was with the tight ass butts.
Jordan can't roll.
Damn, this shit.
I don't know what he's talking about.
One rapper, guys.
For the rest of my life.
You choose Chance?
I will listen to Chance the Rapper every day.
You do listen to Chance the Rapper every day.
The way she feel about Chris Brown is the way I feel about Chance the Rapper.
Oh,
That's a good choice. Chance the Rapper for the rest of my life. I'll be happy.
Facts. Literally, I will be happy.
You gotta fix this, or at least let me fix it, because I can't even pull. I can't read them.
Look, you struggling. Jordan pulling for air trying.
And you took all the Fonto, you selfish hoe.
Of course, y'all know I'm going with King Kendrick.
For the rest of your life?
For the rest of my life.
Yeah, I can do that. Kendrick and Jay-Z, I'll mix it up. Them two. Because I have that option.
I'm not happy.
You don't know how to smoke thing, nigga.
I know how to smoke. You don't know how to roll things, nigga.
But back to my game. Before the challenge right now, I got 2 more that I want to run by y'all. With this one-on-one battle. I got from the 90s, Boyz II Men. And from the 2000s, Outkast.
Boyz II Men.
Boyz II Men.
Outkast.
I never really was a fan of Outkast.
You wasn't an Outkast fan?
Nah.
Make it say, hey, yeah.
Oh.
You got the feeling.
You practiced that in your house, I bet. That little dance.
No,
You doing
that was improv. On the spot, I got those moves. I think of them shits on the spot.
It was spicy, bro. But I'm gonna go with Boys to Men.
I would definitely have to go with Boys to Men because I'm a lover.
I'm glad.
I'm not a fighter.
No,
Outcast really wasn't
To the end of the road.
Shall let them do that.
It's unnatural. You belong to me. I belong to you. Oh,
sing it, Jordan.
to the end.
Solo. I got that.
Anybody looking for somebody to sing at their daughter's birthday parties,
We got
weddings? I got you. Hire me.
Please don't hire them, guys.
Nah, but
We
I
can
got.
do some shit.
We're doing Boys to Men, right?
We can do some shit.
Yeah.
All right, so I got
Another one.
DJ
Khaled style.
80s Tina Turner
Mm.
versus early 2000s Beyonce.
Tina Turner. She set the bar.
Tina.
Tina Turner took the bar, but Beyonce is Beyonce.
Broke the bar.
Broke the bar.
It made a new bar. That no one else is coming
bro.
in. Like,
Yeah,
come on.
bro. Like Beyonce's in the lead right now when it comes to female dominance, bro. Like she passed.
That's now.
She passed all her predecessors, I think. Whatever. I think that's
She
the word.
passed everybody. She makes $1 million a concert. $1 million a concert.
Off-topic rap question.
You didn't even give me an answer.
I said Beyonce.
You said Beyonce?
I said Beyonce
I just said
too.
Beyonce.
If I didn't, I said it in my mind.
Beyonce. Who you say?
I said Beyonce, baby.
Yeah, bro. You know you.
It's alright. It's alright. You know, I like old school music.
Did I say Beyonce?
No, you said Tina
I
Turner.
said Tina Turner. I'm high. What is in this weed?
What is it? what
Weed.
is
What's in this weed? Weed.
It's that loud.
That's that quiet.
You said that quiet. It's that loud.
That's that quiet. This
Yeah,
shit
the
ain't
rap
saying
question.
nothing.
Yeah, man. So like, we all know New York is the mecca of rap and everything, and you have produced most of the best rappers. If you look at the top 10, I'd say about 50% or more would be New York MCs
Of all time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just about 50%. Yeah, 50%. Yeah. And of course they've done the most for hip hop, obviously, but I don't even know that. Matter of fact, that's my question. At this point right now, who do you think has done the most between New York, West Coast,
And the
and
South,
the South?
I think it's an equilibrium.
Yeah, I think it's like so balanced, bro.
I don't think anybody has done more. I wouldn't say any coast has done more for the coast. I mean, it's hip hop started in New York,
yeah.
so it would be a spit in the face to the pioneers of hip hop to not give credit of hip hop to New York. But as keeping the genre alive and keeping it upbeat and pop prosperous,
Yeah, bro.
West Coast, Snoop, Dr. Dre,
and all of NWA,
Cube, like
Game,
not even in just
Kendrick,
music,
all the Black Hippie,
and film and all that shit. Then you got the South, like, come on, Little John, Usher,
Outkast,
Bun
Wayne.
B, Wayne, like
it goes
come
on. T.I., Jeezy,
come on, like
it goes on.
So
forever,
it's
bro.
just
3 6
like-
Mafia, like
Outkast. I just feel like everybody did their part. Like there's nowhere, like no coast is slacking. Like at certain points, one coast may
was
be
dominant, yeah.
popular or they might be putting up more hits. Right now, Atlanta, the South,
I
got it
game, bro.
on Smash.
I feel like New York has been
on Smash.
Yo, bro,
Yeah.
I feel like New York has been the quietest for the past like 10 or 15 years, bro.
Yeah, since
The quietest, bro.
since like the whole 50 and Rule and Dipset era. Then after
Yeah,
that, it
bro.
was kind of slowed down. Like it was in New York. Like it was like
I feel like it's all been West Coast and South majority for the past like 10, 15 years. Ever since the last hot, crazy thing we had was like G. After that, like New York just kind of been coasting. But the South just been popping off.
Lit,
the
South is the new mecca of hip-hop.
Bro. Like, it's just
like, it came... I wouldn't say it came quick, because like the South always had it a lot. But it's unexpected, because I don't feel like people take the South seriously, because they're not lyrical, as you would say, as a majority.
I don't fuck with that opinion. Like, I feel like they're their own style of hip hop, bro, and I love it.
They have their own swag.
Yeah, bro. No, fuck that. And yes, they can. T.I.'s lyrical, Jeezy's lyrical, J. Cole is lyrical, Wayne is lyrical, Outkast is lyrical. Andre 3000 is one of the most underrated artists.
Right.
Underrated rappers. Like, come on.
Somebody said, "Welcome to Atlanta, where the players play." Shout out Jermaine Dupri. But hey, that was a great question, and I just hope that everybody continues to put it like I see a lot of New York rappers don't fuck with each other and shit like that. Like,
that's another thing.
The East Coast, the West Coast, and the South, them niggas over there, they don't fuck with each other. Like, even in Compton, niggas is different hoods and different gangs, and niggas still.
Look at YG and Nipsey.
Yeah.
That fucking single cover. I think it was half a red bandana, the other half a blue bandana. Yeah, bro. Like, what? In New York, bro, we do not get down like that, bro. It's super competitive, and it's crazy because like that's like New York even outside of hip hop, bro. So like it gets even crazier inside hip hop. That's already supposedly a competitive. That should be a competitive genre. Like you know what I'm saying? Like in New York, bro, like. It's not about coming together and making music, bro. It's about making better music than the person next to you, bro. Yeah. Atlanta, bro, they show each other love,
the battlegrounds.
That's a fact, bro.
But if you had to eliminate one coast, what coast has to go?
That's
the South,
better question.
The West, or the East?
South gotta go.
The South has to go.
Yeah.
Chris Brown got to go.
Chris Brown
from the South.
Chris Brown's from Virginia.
That's the South.
He's in the middle.
No, it's not. He's in the South. Where you? Virginia's not nowhere.
You're talking about West Virginia. You're talking about West Virginia. That's what you're talking about.
Listen, Chris Brown from Virginia. So
Chris Brown, you just said it yourself, people.
I don't care. That's the South. Listen.
On live internet. King said Chris Brown got to go.
Virginia got to go. Chris Brown can say.
What? You can't do that.
Why? This is my opinion.
A whole coast has to go except for one person. Like, you can't do that.
Technically, he no longer lived there. He lived in LA.
No, I don't want to hear
so
that.
Therefore, I got
He's
you.
from
I
the
got
South.
you.
I
got you.
That nigga from
the South.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't see him living in the South. So therefore, he not from the South. Thank you very much. He from West.
I feel like you shouldn't make me choose in these circumstances for my love for Chris Brown.
I genuinely can't pick which one.
I can't pick because I have a favorite artist from each coast. Like favorite artist. Like, so it's just like I'm at a stalemate.
Oh, you could be at a stalemate, but when I'm trying to get rid of
you jumped out on the question. The South gotta go. You didn't even know that fucking Chris Brown was in the South.
I knew that he's from the South, but it's like I don't consider him from the South.
So that means Usher gotta go. Fucking who else is from?
I don't love Usher like that.
It's real.
I like Usher, but I don't
put
love
Usher
Usher
in
none of the categories.
Yeah.
Well, I think you did.
Maybe
two.
In the beginning.
Sleeping.
No, the South has to go.
The South has to go.
Because they makes the worst mumble rap.
It's not even that. It's for the mere fact that the East and the West was here first.
Yeah.
And they kind of co-create.
Yeah, we don't got time for the South to come up in there trying to take. Well, technically, if you want to look at it, the South would be no, never mind.
She like with the Celsius and the Fahrenheit.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna hit them with, but it doesn't go. So
Cole gotta go. Like
we gotta go.
Yeah, they gotta go.
Everybody
I can't answer that question.
You from the East? Stand up. Don't sit down.
You ain't stand up, nigga.
You ain't tell me to stand up. I told you to stand up, nigga. It's a difference, but that's crazy.
We got 5 minutes left. We calming down right now. King's frustrated. She eliminated Chris Brown.
She's trying to take it back.
It's all good.
I tried to
It's all
save
good. It's all good. Chris, he still loves you. He still does. Even though you said he should be nuked.
It's only your whole audience.
Nuke his whole
I mean, that is true. I have been talking my whole audience because all of my supporters are from the South. I love y'all, but
that's fucked up. Seriously, fuck.
Only because I love New York and I want to move to California.
Johnny Bravo does not approve.
Johnny Bravo, I'm sorry, Johnny. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry, Johnny.
I had to apologize. But yeah, like Jordan said, we got like 5 minutes left to the show. So if you want to see a recap, we're going to try to do a recap. We do the recaps every Wednesday. But, you know, sometimes things come up and we might miss it. That's how we missed the last one because of the storm. So you come back every Wednesday for an hour at 11 o'clock and every Sunday for 2 hours at 11 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? You're going to see it here, live stream me up, or you can be able to listen on the radio station if you don't want to see our faces. You just want to hear our voice. And we tweeting it online, the jizz, and yeah. You can just click it in the description box. I have it there for you guys. So you ain't got to do too much work. Just click the join. I appreciate everybody that was in the comments, active. My Southerners.
Stay tuned.
I still love you guys.
But for you guys who weren't there at the beginning of the podcast, pose the question. Our president said that drug dealers deserve the death penalty.
Oh my God.
What do you think about that?
That nigga is fucking crazy, bro. My nigga, that shit, I read that shit today and I'm just like, no way, bro. No way. My friend made a really good point today. She was like, how first you want to populate the jails with the minority and send them out into the world with records where they can't get jobs. So they have to resort to drug dealing. And then to lock them back up again. To now kill them.
Like, what the fuck? He just said, wait. That's what I said. I said earlier, he said, wait. I got him in jail. But that's not enough.
That's not enough.
I gotta kill these motherfuckers. I gotta completely eliminate these people from the planet Earth. They're the scum of the earth. Like, that's what I feel like.
He will be impeached soon, eventually.
Assassinated.
Notice urban people get more time for crack than non-urban people get for cocaine.
There's too much money. He's gonna finish his term. Good, hard. What's it called? Wholeheartedly, and then he's gonna run again, and he may win again because it's America, guys. Don't you love it? Don't you love it?
Nigga, I'm going to Africa. Fuck this shit.
I'm going to Wakanda.
I'm going to find one.
I'm going to Wakanda. Wakanda forever.
Nah, if there's a Wakanda, I'm going out there.
It's a Uganda. No, Wakanda. No, I said it's a Uganda. No, you can go to Uganda.
No. You never know. The government don't be telling us shit. That might be a Wakanda.
There is no Wakanda on this
planet. We gonna find it.
And then
I'm gonna find it.
Wakanda on this planet. It's in America.
It's the same thing.
We're gonna see more celebrities running to
billionaires' mansions. Those are Wakanda.
It's the same thing about Area 51.
Area 51 is different.
I'm gonna help you look.
We don't
the government
know
be lying.
I'm surprised there hasn't been no leak shit of aliens. To be honest.
What?
We got Donald Trump and we got Donald Trump as president before we got aliens.
Nigga, we got clones. Fuck is you talking about?
Crazy.
Yeah.
We got clones. That's good enough. I feel like if he run again, we gonna have aliens.
And we did that.
The podcast definitely ended on the Blog Talk Radio, but we still live streaming for everybody that's still there.
We did that.
How more people come in towards the end of the podcast, but not here doing
the podcast is over. And now we got the most viewers. Come on, guys.
That's crazy.
That's
come in on time.
Still back with them.
Yeah, you guys gotta come on time. You rolling up? You gotta leave?
No, you used it all selfish.
You don't have to leave?
No.
Uh-oh.
No.
How will we get high now?
None whatsoever, my nigga. Right?
None,
bro. What was sitting here? I said don't use it all.
You lying.
I'm not. You ain't. How you don't got no leaf? You got leaf? If you pull out leaf, I'm gonna hit you in the throat.
I don't think I do.
You save your throat, bro. I'm telling you.
He gonna pull out some leaf. She gonna
gotta get in 6 hours. It's been real. I gotta be at work at 10 in the morning.
Fuck, I'm tight, bro. Sorry,
I'm done tight. We ain't got no leaf. How's she a part-time smoker with no leaf on the side?
I don't got no leaf.
Yeah, no leaf to zigzag.
I don't got no leaf, man.
Dylan, you ain't got no leaf?
I don't got no
Yeah, I got some in my back pocket.
Dylan doesn't like one.
I love leaf.
She's a polar.
How I don't have no backwoods. I got no backwoods. I got like backwoods grabber.
I guess I will do.
It's gonna do. That's why I keep it for this reason. It was really dusty
Jordan
though.
remind me of Lakeith Stanfield.
Oh, that's on whatchamacallit from ATL. His bands.
Oh, the high dude?
Yeah. You want some of this?
And that's a compliment, thank you.
Do this shit get old?
What?
Because you don't want us to die.
It's tobacco.
I think we should just smoke good old weed.
No.
I got flavor papers. You want it to taste like cake?
No, that just
I don't want to smoke anything.
I got flavor papers.
Tastes like cake.
If they're the Juicy J's, buy Juicy J's.
Like
I went to a smoke shop. Look
like
at that. You got some. Look, Juicy J's. Birthday cake.
Why did you buy birthday cake?
Because I thought it was birthday cake.
Does it taste like birthday cake?
It does, but it tastes like chocolate birthday cake.
So you save those for your birthday, and maybe I'll smoke those with you. All right. Right now, nah.
You never had the flavor papers, bro?
No.
The strawberries, the pineapples. See, open your mind.
Why would I want flavored papers?
Why would you not?
I already got my bud dealer saying, yo, I got this strawberry Maui Wowie. Now I'm going to put the strawberry Maui Wowie in some lemon papers. Like, come on, that's too much. I just want to get high. I don't want to flavor it up.
It just tastes better.
No, it doesn't.
How do you know?
I don't want my weed to taste like food.
It doesn't not gonna taste like food.
So why is it called birthday
So when
cake?
you be smoking sour, it don't taste lemony. It don't give you a when you taste citrusy bud, you don't taste citrus.
It tastes like weed.
Seriously. Like I couldn't even just like you just like arguing with niggas, B. You want a filter?
What's a filter? The filter fish?
No. A filter. And Dylan, you getting these shits. Tips.
The road tips.
Oh yeah, let me get one of those. I'm gonna put a raw tip in a box. Y'all niggas probably never did that before.
Why? When there's raw right here, bro.
Because I'm different.
Any other time you asking me for papers,
different.
bro.
Because I'm different. Yeah, I'm different. I'm different.
Okay.
Now you can't use it because I stole it.
Well,
I'm gonna flush it down the toilet.
I have more Marleys. Like, what's wrong with you?
I thought you just said
I let it out the
that.
first time. The second time, like, come on, what's wrong with Marleys?
They're trash.
No, they're not.
You trash. So of course you would like Marley.
I'm not trash.
Are you not trash?
Neither are the papers I use to hold my weed. That's a fact.
You trash.
You know what's trash? Your Silky's trash.
Never. Fresh Silky on deck. My shit glittery.
Never.
It squirts glitter. Pause.
There you go again. You started up. Is this my pussy?
No, it's not.
This is my pussy.
No, it's not. My nigga, what?
I don't lose my pussy.
I don't know, but you can have some of mine.
I had a cotton this whole podcast.
You was drinking water.
Water gives you a cotton.
I'm turning off this live stream. Good night, guys. You're beautiful.
And cut.
How do I end it, though? Oh, end
And
stream.
cut.